Hello BookTube, my name is Daniel, still here at my channel Guilty Feet, I've got no rhythm, and I'm rapidly running out of intros. This is part 3 of BookTube's largest ever book haul. 140 books. I'm deeply concerned that we're not yet halfway through it. At the end of the last part, which I don't know whether it'll be part 4, 5 or 6, I will let you know exactly how much all 140 of these books cost me and my average cost per book. And as I say, 140 books is about a year's worth of reading for me. So this will give you an actual figure in pounds sterling, I think I've calculated, for what my hobby cost me per year roughly, although this year has been an odd one where I did a lot of online buying. Okay, just let's get on and see where we're at. There can't be that many more graphic novels surely, although I have a feeling there may be because I did buy a lot. Let's see. Yeah, this is definitely a graphic novel because it's thin and it's light and it's bendy. An eBay purchase, World of Books, and sent this out. Thank you, World of Books. Okay, yeah, so this is a series of 3 that I bought, and luckily it's come out. The first one is volume 1. So this is Xmen, and this is something I completely missed. I have no idea when this came out or what it was, but this book 1 collects Xmen at the End, Dreamers and Demons, and this was written by Chris Claremont long after he had done his mammoth run writing Xmen. And this is, I've got 3 of these volumes, and I think it was like a end of the X-Men thing and a sort of out of continuity end of the X-Men story that Chris Claremont came back to write. So don't know, I was a big fan of Claremont back in the day, and I've got like a pretty solid run of Uncanny X-Men from in the hundreds, and pretty solid from like 210 up to 300, and some early issues as well. So right in that early Chris Claremont era. And then later on to peak success, and this is later on, which I never read, and I've got all 3 volumes here somewhere, otherwise that'll be disappointing. There you go, X-Men, book 1, Dreamers and Demons. No idea. Okay. Oh, I like that. That's a nice compact size. Is this a paperback? I don't know. Yes, it must be a paperback, but it's a funny size for a paperback, and it's very light, so I don't know what this is. I think I damaged the book every time I do that. I might have taken a lump out of the book. No, this is very well packaged. It's come from somewhere in London. Oh yeah, so I'm going to do damage here because it's within another book. Oh, this is good. So I was sort of done. Well, I like the fact, she's really well packaged, so in cardboard and then in plastic as well. I was kind of done with Toni Morrison. I've never had a great experience with her. I read Beloved and didn't love it. Started the Bluest Eye, and then I read Paradise when it came out in paperback. And Toni Morrison and I have not really ever got on, and I thought I was done with her. And then this year, the Tournament of Books had the Tournament of Tournaments, and they were like the 16 winners of the Tournament of Books up till now went up against each other and picked the greatest ever, in the way that Midnight's Children was the Booker of Bookers a few years ago. And the book that won, out of the 16 books that had won over the last 16 years, I'd read I think 14 of them, and the book that won the Tournament of Books, Rooster of Roosters, was one of the 2 that I hadn't read. So I decided I would pick it up, even though it was by an author that I kind of thought I wasn't going to read anymore. So not a high priority, sort of solid backlist. A Mercy by Toni Morrison. It's short, nice big print. This is 150 pages, and I'm looking. I hate to give up on an author that so many people get so much out of, but I thought 3 books was enough. Each one of them sort of going over my head. But this is a nice, quick way to get back into her. Let's see how much I paid for this. This I believe was very cheap. Another eBay purchase. Toni Morrison, I paid £3 for this. This was a cover price of £12, £11.99 when this came out, and it's a few years ago already. This was published in 2008. So back to Toni Morrison, hopefully at some point in the future. 150-page book that won the Tournament of Tournaments, the Rooster of Roosters. I thought it was probably worth my time. Some recycling over there, some recycling over there, and on with the show. Another big one, Please Do Not Bend, which leads me to believe that we are not done with graphic novels yet. Okie dokie, let's see. This is thin, and it's telling me not to bend it. How the hell do you get into these things? Brute force, often is not. Yeah. Okay. So there's people recycling all these comic book mailers or mailers or whatever they are. What is this? Oh, this is another Xmen. Something that I'd never read. I used to be a big Xmen fan, so this was another eBay special. And this is written by Brian Michael Bendis. This is all the Xmen. I've got no idea where this sits in overall Xmen history. Brian Michael Bendis, I've read a bunch of his stuff. I like the Xmen, I like Brian Michael Bendis. This cost me £3.19, and this would have been... this is published by Marvel UK. I don't like that. I usually like to buy the Marvel collections with the dollar price on them from main Marvel, and this is obviously Marvel.uk, which I got cheap. It's £10.99. That's kind of it's just, this is terrible book snobbery. I don't like to buy the English versions, even though anyway, £3.19 is still good enough to read where the hell this is and what this is. Ugh. Moving on. Well, I bought some crap, haven't I? I like Brian Michael Bendis, but as I say, it's about as inessential reading as it can be. But the point is that it's something to do when I finish a big novel and I just want to get something else under my belt or do something or read something. I love coming back and reading some good stuff. And if I had my druthers, I would still pick up every single one of the comics that I loved every month. Oh, this is a big BookTube favourite. Elena Savage's Blueberries essay collection. Oh, some of this is 2 columns. Wow, that's going to be interesting. Heard great things. Rebecca Eats Books raved about this. I think Hannah, Let's Talk About Books Baby, was the one who turned me onto it. And looking forward to getting to that collection. I know it's been a big favourite of others, and I will get to it shortly. How much did I pay for Blueberries? I paid £8 for that, and it has a cover price of £9.99. So that's pretty close to full price. It's a nice, small, weird shape, like a sort of 400 or 500 pages, but a small paperback. So I don't know what this is going to be. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's a big paperback. What is this? Oh, yeah, I'm excited about this. This is the collected both parts of Tony Kushner's Angels in America. So this is what was the first one called? Part 1, Millennium Approaches, and Part 2, Perestroika. I could have probably remembered those if I thought about it. So Angels in America is two plays. Two fairly hefty plays that Tony Kushner wrote that were first produced in the early 90s on Broadway or off-Broadway and the National Theatre. I saw those early National Theatre productions. I think a sort of number of famous people were in there. Jason Isaacs, I think, was in them. A bunch of people. I wonder if this has the cast list of the original National Theatre. And it's been revived at the National Theatre and revived in America. There was I think an original miniseries, and I think it's been remade as well. I think Meryl Streep was in one of the filmed versions. So 1992, Angels in America Part 1, Millennium Approaches 1992. I was talking about this recently with someone. Maybe it was Roz scallydandling about the books. I don't know, but we were talking about this, and someone on BookTube was mentioning it. I thought, well, I want to go back and reread those because I saw the plays now nearly 30 years ago. So I'd like to revisit it and read them and understand it. I remember there's a lot about angels and AIDS, and Roy Conn is a character in the play, and barely as likeable as he was in real life, and sort of despicable, closeted, angry man who caused a lot of trouble. But I think these were redemptive and tremendously theatrical pieces, and so reading them is going to be super fun. Excited about that. I forgot I'd purchased that. That's nice. Oh God, this feels like another graphic novel. So just when you think it's safe to go back, okay, this is impenetrable. Absolutely impossible to get into. Okay, let's try this. That do anything? No. Okay, I'm going to pause until I've got into this package because this is going to defeat me otherwise. I got into it. I don't think I said how much the Tony Kushner cost me. So that complete Angels in America, both volumes of the plays in one volume, and it's got an introduction and everything in it. That cost me £4.49. That's really good, and that's from a cover price of £12.99. So really pleased with that, and it's a National Theatre. That's NRB, NHB. I can't remember what the abbreviation is, or what the publishing company is, but a lot of plays get done. So the one that was impossible to open was this. This is Iron Man Armour Wars. It collects Iron Man 225 to 232. Armour Wars, I think, is going to be the basis of either film or a future TV show. Is going to be based on this storyline, even though in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Tony Stark's now dead. I'd never read this. Iron Man was not a big feature of my comic book reading life. He was always seemed a little bit lame. I think Robert Downey Jr. should get a lot of credit because he breathed life into a character that I was never really that into. There is another Tony Stark storyline called Demon in a Bottle, which I would like to read in collected form. It's when he confronts his alcoholism. But Armour was a very well-known story written by David Michelini and Bob Layton. I wonder if I recorded this properly. Yes, I did. I paid £5 for this, and this has a cover price of $24.99. And someone's written, I don't know what that says up there. German Deutschmarks, 1,471. Is that what that is? GDM? No idea. Anyway, I paid £5 for this. So that's okay. And it's sort of old school art. Art is by Bob Layton. You can see it's inessential, but I'm excited to read this. Nice small paperback. What's this one? Let's have a look. If you have caught my mum's mailing address from any of this, I hope you please send her something nice. Oh, okay, this is definitely a BookTube fave, and I purchased this after I heard someone on BookTube talking about it. I think it was the book Bully, and I apologise, I don't remember her actual name, but this is All My Puny Sorrows by Miriam. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, so apologies to Miriam also. But her great thing is this is a lovely paperback. I don't think it's ever been read, and this has got an Oxfam gift aid sticker for $1.99. I will tell you how much I paid. More than $1.99 for it, so someone is making money arbitraging Oxfam, unless this was Oxfam that sold it to me. And this cost me, come on, cost me £3.58. Okay, not making so much money. £3.58 including postage for All My Puny Sorrows by Miriam, unpronounceable surname. Big one. What is this? Let's get into it. Let's see. Man fails to open package. Oh, some graphic novels. Oh, this might be those first two Walking Deads. Yeah. Walking Dead Volume 1 and 2 by Robert Kirkman. Just fancied reading. It's got these quite cheap, so fancied getting to them. Walking Dead, £1.72 each. So two of them for £3.45. So that I figured was a good deal. That's including postage. For those of you not familiar with The Walking Dead, this is the original comic book that the series is based on, all black and white art. It's pretty bleak and zombies. It's not really my cup of tea, but I was buying graphic novels. I was on eBay and I've lost my mind. Up next, well, this feels like a small hardback. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Again, one where the packaging is so close to the book that if you attack it with a pair of scissors, you think you're going to cut the book, which is really upsetting. Oh, I'm managed to cut off something. What is this? Oh, yes, I'm happy about this. Is this supposed to have a cover? Or was this a naked hardback? This is The Elements of Style by Strunk and White. Illustrated Elements of Style. That was good. It's got people's names in it. I love that. And this is illustrated by Mayra Kalman, who, again, I met when she came to the Jerusalem Writers' Festival. So this is the classic work with additional artwork. I think this has a dust cover, which I don't have, which is upsetting to me, because I like to have dust covers for my books, especially if they were published with them, and so I'm a little upset with this, but I think I got it fairly cheap. Let's see what I paid for this. I am upset about. Like, I bought it because of, I should read Strunk and White. It's a classic style guide, but I bought it because I specifically wanted the the edition that was illustrated by Mary Kalman because I'd met her. I paid £8.81 for this on Amazon. So the fact that it has no dust cover is kind of upsetting, unless I'm completely wrong. But I think in my head there's a picture of like a Basset or one of Mary Kalman's drawings on it of a sort of Basset hound or a beagle or something like that, and that's why in my thing that's the edition that I thought I'd purchased, and this has come naked. So disappointing, but I'm looking forward to reading it at least. The mess here. Let's try and clean up as we go along. Let's have a slug of water, and let's dive in. Another little tiny one, tiny little thin paperback, very light, this particular package. Let's see, this is a sort of plastic bubble mailer. Okay, what can this be? Oh, this is another one for Duncan McCurdy. Or this is his fault when I purchased this. This is the first Matt Helmer, and it's Death of a Citizen by Donald Hamilton in his fabulous old paperback edition. This is the first. There are a ton of those. Like really, when this edition, I'll tell you when this is published. This is the fourth impression. The book was originally published in 1960, and this is from 1971. And I love it. I don't know if I'm going to go on and read more, but that cover is just outstanding and worth having. I'll tell you what I paid for this. £4.40 for a lovely beaten up old 1970s paperback that is just going to be fun to read and put on the shelf. And if it's good, Duncan McCurdy had some great things to say about Matt Helm, that it's dark and nasty and violent. If it's good, I might chase down more of these, and I think £3 or £4 for each one, and having these beautiful old paperbacks lined up on the shelf would be fun. But happy to have this and see how it is. What's in this? Oh God. Wow, this is completely unnecessary. Wow. Oh, that's recycling the comic. This is the Fantastic Four, new departures, new arrivals. I don't read the Fantastic Four. I've read a bit of Matt Fraction. I think that's why I went for this, and it must have been reasonably priced. This is artwork by Mark Bagley. Okay, I liked his work on Spider-Man back in the day, but also some artwork from Michael Allred, who artwork I've never really warmed to. This is Allred's art there. Okie dokie. So this is, we're saying Matt Fraction. I'll tell you how much I paid for this. God, I bought some dross. I paid £3.33. That's pretty good. Cover price $15.99. I don't read Fantastic Four. I'm not super interested. Never been super interested in Fantastic Four. They're always a bit dull. This is a reboot of something, and now I have it. Low priority. What's this one? Small paperback. What could it be? Oh, good. Lovely. I like another Fitzcarraldo edition. This is The Appointment by Katharina Volkmer. I believe some people have read this. I think I bought this because Andy Miller from the Backlisted podcast tweeted that he read it, I think. And that was enough for me. And the fact that it was a Fitzcarraldo edition, and the fact that it's under 100 pages. And I will tell you how much I paid for this. They're not cheap. You can't get these Fitzcarraldo editions cheap. This cost me £7.63, which is a cover price of £9.99. So not a great saving, but it's 100 pages translated, I guess, from the Germans. The Appointment, subtitled. I didn't know this until I'm looking at it. The Appointment, or The Story of a Cock. Okay, that's interesting. No, it doesn't say it's translated, but Catherine Volkmann was born in Germany in 1987, the year I did my A-levels. Okie dokie, looking forward to that. It's a nice short, but it's like the, Fitzcarraldo. Yeah, I've been Fitzcarraldo. Okie dokie. This, what the heck is this? It's come from London SE something. Oh, if I'm ashamed of sorry, Mum. It's a great big hardback, but it's so closely packed that I'm afraid I'm going to cut the book. Oh no, there's packaging within the packaging. It's like past the parcel. Okay, so I've taken off the wrapping paper, and now I've got something else to open. Wrapping paper in there. God, how am I going to get this open? I'm pretty sure it's a big meaty hardback, whatever it is. And there's only a couple of those that I know that I've got here, so I guess it's one of them. Completely impenetrable. And the amount of time they spend on the packaging, it's praiseworthy, but super frustrating. And then in tissue paper inside the packaging, I still don't know what it is. Actual tissue paper. Oh, good, now I know what it is. Yeah, again, this is a book that I think Steve Donoghue mentioned. I was going to buy it anyway because I regularly buy whatever this author puts out. Steve Donoghue mentioned it, and since then no one on BookTube mentions this book because on BookTube this man is a non-author, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to read him or not. I think he's one of the great novelists of the last 30, 40 years. This is Martin Amis. This is his latest book, Inside Story. Great big, how many 400 or 500 pages of this. Is it autofiction? I'm not quite sure what it is. So this brand new, this is interesting, brand new in hardback was £20. That's what an author like Martin Amis can command brand new in hardback. There's a guaranteed audience for it, although that audience doesn't appear to be on BookTube in any shape or form. So I'm a big reader of Martin Amis, often buy his books in hardback, although sometimes I'll wait for a paperback or pick it up secondhand. I was excited to read this. Brand new, £20. I thought that was a bit steep. Even with the Amazon discount, I thought that was a bit steep. I shopped around and I found some guy selling on eBay. Maybe this was a review copy. Maybe, I don't think it's been read. Or if it has been read, it looks pristine. It's been battered by being sent to the post, but it's in good condition. I wouldn't be surprised if I pick this up new. Maybe under the cover is a little thing. Maybe you took the cover off and read it, and there's a little bit of tearing there, but I don't care because someone was selling this on eBay for £12, I believe, and I haggled with him because you can do that on eBay. You can make an offer. So the cheapest price, the cheapest was going in the marketplace, Amazon marketplace, was like £13, £14, and this guy was offering 12, and I said, well, I can't possibly give you 12. Will you take £10.50 for it? And he said yes, and that's including postage. And so a book that was selling everywhere else. So half the story here is me being cheap and haggling, which is super fun, but that's why I like buying on eBay. I'm going to read this, even if you're not. Back for another paperback. I don't know what this is. Let's see. Loads more to go still. This is part 3, right? I think we're going to have at least part 4, and maybe even part 5. Oh, yeah. So I've never read this. This comes up a lot. I want to read this. I really wanted this edition. This is Their Eyes Are Watching God by Zora Neale Thurston, and this is with the edition with the intro by Zadie Smith, who I have read a lot of. Zora Neale Thurston I have read nothing by, and I think this is the key text to start with. So a bit of a battered edition. That's good. It's even got some highlighting in it. I love a bit of highlighting. Let's see if there's a name in it or anything. No one's written any more highlighting. No, I think that's just that one bit and no other. Oh, some scribbles on the back. Sorry. Okay, so this cover price is £8.99, even though this is a bit bashed up. And I paid for this edition £4.30, and I'm okay with that. Looking forward to reading that. Okay, this is a package. There's a few books in this, so I don't know what this is going to be. Let me tuck into this and see what's in here. Normally on eBay, it's rare on eBay that I'll buy multiple things from a single vendor, so I don't know what's going on here. It must have just been that it was the same person selling, same company selling all these things. It doesn't say who it's from particularly, but there's a bunch of things in here. Okay, so the top one, I know what that is. Let's see what else is in here. So first up, we've got Dead Man Running by Steve Hamilton. Steve Hamilton writes detective mystery stories. This is all featuring Alex McKnight, so this is 9th, 10th, 11th in that series, all set up in the oh, I got this wrong the last time and someone corrected me, so I'm not going to say where it is, but up cold and in the part of America where it becomes Canada and everyone's cold all the time. So I've read a whole bunch of these. This is would have picked this up secondhand from somewhere on eBay. So even though it's a hardback which only came out, I'll tell you, this book came out in 2018, and the US cover, the prices on it is $26 USA. Someone's written on it £2.50, so it was going cheap somewhere. I'm pretty sure I would have paid more than £2.50 for it, so that's a bummer. But let's see how much. Who's on the back of it? Lee Child, Harlan Coben, George Pelecanos are all blurbed on it. Those are solid names right there. And this cost me £4.10. That's okay for a 2-year-old, 3-year-old hardback of a series that I'm collecting. £4, I think, is a good price. Let's put that over here. Also from this same purchase, all like this. This is like got a. It's an ex-library. Love a good library copy. This is the collected stories of Lydia Davis, which I've never read anything by Lydia Davis, so now I've got the collected stories. And if I remember, some of this is like very short flash fiction. So I'm guessing Mark Nash is our flash fiction expert. I'm sure he knows all about Lydia Davis and can tell us all about her. I think she's no longer with us, but I'm being ignorant. Okay, so this is a library edition. This has been withdrawn from Dulwich Library. Love a library edition. Looks like it was only taken out once. Dear, oh dear. So this is from copyright. Introduction is from 2013. So this is a bunch of stories. Like 1 second, you can just an idea of this. You can see this is a thick hardback, but this is how many stories there are. That's page 1 of the contents. That's page 2 and 3 of the contents. Is there more? Yeah. Page 4. Right. It doesn't even tell you how many stories there are, but each one of them is like 1 or 2 pages long. And there's 7, I don't know how many pages of contents we've got now. So even though it's a great big thick book of almost 700 pages, each of these stories is very short, and I wanted to read Lydia Davis for a while, and I paid for this £8.65. And then this is also someone I want to read for a while, with a foreword by Lydia Davis. Look at this, the whole world comes together. It's a manual for cleaning women by Lucia Berlin, I don't know how to pronounce her name. For the last 50 years, Lucia Berlin has been one of America's best kept secrets. And compared to Alice Munro, Raymond Carver and Chekhov, also short stories. I do love a short story collection. This has been reviewed all over the place. This is, I don't know where this is from. But this is copyright from in the 70s, 80s and 90s, and then this I think was put out, the forward here is from 2015. This is a manual for cleaning women by Lucia, I'm going to say Lucia Berlin, and this cost me £5.78 with a cover price of $9.99, is that right? What else is the sticker over it? Okay, good, lots of good short stories to get through. What's this? This is, I think, I'm going to say another unnecessary hardback graphic novel. Let's see. I know at least one that I'm really trying to get because it's part of a whole series that I've been reading, and it's the missing one in the middle, so I can't read the next one until I get to it. Is this it? Is this the Batman Volume 6? Yes. Volume 6, Graveyard Shift of the Scott Snyder Batman series. I have, and I've already read 1 through 5. I have 7 through 10, and this was the one that I was missing. Because I got the others on eBay cheap, and I didn't have this one, so I can now have the whole series when I get back. And that's Scott Snyder, and that cost me, I'm guessing, £6-7. Scott Snyder, £7.80. So I probably paid a bit more than that I usually would because it was the missing one. So when I saw it, I bought it. Okay. Let's go. We'll take a break after this one and do part 4. Please do not bend. Again, don't tell me another. Can't be another graphic novel, can it? Really? Oh, yes, it can. This is Final Crisis by Grant Morrison. DC. I don't really know what's going on with DC. I realise now in seeing this, I know I've got more DC crisis-related stuff. It's a big, thick one. How many issues is this? Together, 2 crossovers written by Morrison, a bunch of artists. I don't know how many issues in this. A lot. This is bigger than normal collection. Contains Final Crisis 1 through 7, Final Crisis Batman Superman Beyond 1, there's 9 issues, 10, 11 issues, at least, that one's a sketchbook. So at least 10 individual comic book issues in this. I haven't read it, not essential. I mustn't have paid all that much for it, but still, I am an idiot. Okay, Grant Morrison, Final Crisis, £6.33 with a cover price of $20. £6.33, Final Crisis, Grant Morrison. Wow, I did not realise I bought this many graphic novels. What's this one? This is also graphic novel shaped. Oh, for goodness sake. The envelope with another mailer inside it. Okay, this one is at least, it's an original one, so I can just tear it. Put that there. Put that there. What's this? Oh, this is the one I was looking for. This I actually am excited to read because I haven't read this since I read the original issues. This is the original Crisis on Infinite Earths by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. I have not met either Marv Wolfman or George Perez, although I did miss George Perez by a matter of hours. He was at a kink convention in Florida that I attended once in a professional capacity. As I say, I haven't read this since it originally came out, and I've often looked for it, and these go for like $30 sometimes. The original cover price on this is $30, and I paid much less for this and was really excited to find it at this price. Marv, where are you, Marv? Marv Wolfman, I paid £7.99 for this, including postage. So really pleased to pick that up, and really looking forward to just rereading this stories from my late teens. And we'll wrap that up. That's another 30-minute one. I'll try and do some editing and bring these down to reasonable amounts. But that is part 3 of BookTube's biggest ever book haul. Come back for part 4.